You ready to feed the worms, Wally? Our worms! You gonna feed the worms? You just want dinner. Okay. So, it has been another week undisturbed. The worms have been working away. And for those of you who watched the feeding last week, saw the bug situation. And if you didn't read in the notes section, those bugs, Uncle Jim's Worm Farm confirmed were, I think they call them grain beetles. And so mostly faults on me for not storing it correctly. Nevertheless, I'm ready to check on them and see how they're doing. A few of the bugs did crawl out and kind of linger here. And they didn't really scamper away or anything. So they were really easy to kill. So if you run into that situation, not a big deal. Now I'm really interested to see how this top tier is looking, because while I was corresponding with the nice team over at Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, I asked them, I said, hey, this bin, or this first tier, has been going since pretty much right after 4th of July, like the first week in July. And I said, it's getting pretty full. When do I start the next tier? And they said, 2 to 3 months, really whenever it's full is a good time. So we're right at the cusp of the 2 month marker. We're just under 2 months. And I do think that part of the fullness, is because of my bedding that I've been putting in. So, wow. Already you can see how much that food pile has just squished down. Wow. This is really great. I'm wondering, let me do some zooming in here maybe. I think I'm going to go old school and hold on to it a little bit, because this is what I don't say I'm dreaming of, but this is what I'm really going for, is seeing a lot of activity when I come in here and I look at them. So this is great. There's a lot of guys over here. A lot of guys here. I mean, they've clearly demolished most of the food. It's a very full habitat in here. Oh man, yeah, look at all of that. Hello, worm family. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in here, so that's exciting. You probably aren't being quite, I don't know, maybe you can pick it up on here, but it is definitely kind of squishy. Like when I move stuff around, I can definitely hear like squishy sounds, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely glad that I've been putting in this filler here. Oh yeah, this stuff is definitely, like, this is a little dry, but most of this is pretty damp. So that makes me feel good. I know some of the food we've been feeding them has been a little juicy. I'm just trying to see, like, how much is left. Like, obviously the avocado is still in progress. I'm not really sure what all those little mite things are, but I don't think it's a problem yet. They're not, obviously my worms are in here. They're clearly doing well, eating, not unlike my brown cow over there. Let's see. I'm not seeing a lot of food left though. So that's why I'm kind of like, should I definitely am feeding them this week. I'm just trying to understand, like, am I feeding them enough where I can expand more, or is it wall-to-wall worms yet? Like over here, there's some guys here, but they're not really doing anything. Like there's not as many as like some of this stuff in here. There's so much going on. I don't know if you can tell. Oh boy, Wally's here. Now you've come to check on the worms? All right. So I think I don't know if you can, I've tilted it sideways, sorry. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of shove some of the paper covering the bedding that I've been doing. Hey, Wally. I'm going to move that over to the middle side and then kind of the left, I suppose, because I primarily feed in the middle. You know what, I think for this part, I'm just going to put this up here so you guys can see better. I primarily feed in the middle. However, with one feeding, I did put it in this left side, and I definitely noticed a shifting of the worms like you're supposed to. So I think just, I don't know, to mix things up a little bit, I think I'm gonna move this bedding over so we can, one, kind of freshen it up a little, not freshen it up, but yeah, I guess freshen it up a little bit. But two, I'm able to pull so much over, what you do, Molly, that I feel like there's still a pretty big crevice here that doesn't really have a lot of food or anything because I've never really fed them on that side. So I think this week I am not going to move them to the next tier yet, but I do think we are getting close. And so for now, it's feeding time. Wally's gonna help me as always. Right, Wally, you helping me feed the worms? This is the worm food. You checking it out? Okay, it's approved. So this week we have not nearly as full of a bag as we have had in the past, and definitely not as juicy of a bag as we've had in the past. I don't think there's any peaches. This week we did incorporate more eggs than normal. Usually like I just put like 1 egg or 2 eggs in, but we definitely put more in because I'm worried about the grit. But I was thinking about it, and there are potato peelings in here, and there's, you know, dirt on potato peelings, so I don't know if that counts, but Wally's ready to help, right, Wally? So, okay, you go back up, big guy. Back up. Oh, good boy. Thank you. Okay, you take a look-see. Okay, it smells good. No, okay. All right, let's move out of the way. Okay, thank you. We're gonna do some feedings for our worms. No, don't eat it. You get your own dinner. No, don't get in their feed. Nope, thank you. Okay, Wally, you do a good boy. Thank you. Good boy. So we're gonna take a look here. Yeah, I know it smells good. Smells good. And we're just gonna kind of push, I don't know what the word is. Force this down? Not really. I'm not forcing it because I don't want to squish anybody underneath here, but just kind of, I don't know. I want you guys to see what we're doing, but this week isn't as exciting of a week for feeding for them. There's a little bit of banana peels, but not much. There's a banana stem. Let's see what we have. So potato peeling, sweet potatoes, some spinach, it looks like, eggshells, some Brussels sprouts. Not anything, I would say, like any of their favorite things, like the juicy peaches or something. But like normal, I want to show you guys what this bin looks like full. Full's probably not the right word, but after the feeding. So, you know, last week, the week before, I oftentimes am filling these up, you know, pretty much to the brim. I think last week I probably overfilled it with bedding because I don't want the food exposed, but I know that they're still processing food, you know, in other parts. So I've been typically adding bedding in, which has, I think, contributed to some of the bulk of the container, but it's not exactly breaking down either. It's not breaking down, it's just not breaking down as quickly as the food. So I'm gonna go a little bit lighter on the bedding, and then I will show you that in a second. All right, time to put some bedding on top. I'm gonna try to go a little bit lighter on the bedding than I have in past videos. I still have a nice reserve here. I probably need to shred some more soon, but I've been trying to cut back on some of my spending, so I haven't been ordering as much stuff. But we are getting a new puppy soon. If you haven't seen the latest garden update, you'll definitely see some big changes in our garden. But Wally's getting a little sibling soon, and so we're really excited about that. So we'll have a new helper here in no time. I think this is just enough. I'll bring you guys around for a different angle so you can see exactly how full it is. But I'm trying not to overfill because I think it's a little ambitious to think that it's so full we need to move them to the next level. So let me zoom out here. Okay, so definitely full. We're not overflowing, but we're definitely keeping some of the moisture in with the, pre-wet stuff, but we're putting some nice dry material bedding in here for them as well. So until next week, I will continue posting updates on my butterfly releases on my Instagram, cute Wally snuggle pictures on his Instagram, garden updates. If you aren't on Instagram, I'm sorry, but that's where I post a lot of the pictures. If you are on Instagram, give us a follow, and happy to answer any questions or share insight, whatever you're in need of that I can help you with on there. Or if you really just want pretty pictures of butterflies. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for checking in on our worms.